Guys, I'm back. 2 weeks since the last pod. Um, we knew it was going to be 2 weeks. We knew there was no pod last week because of Aussies. Um, to be honest, I think I'm still a little bit cooked from Mad Monday. Hate to say it, but we're here now. We're here in the studio. Excited to talk. We're going to run through Aussies Super Sunday, run through our top three for the individuals, and then we'll talk Taplin winners, and that's it. Kind of going to keep it concise and neat to the point. Um, Maybe I'll talk. Um, yeah, I'll throw it in there. Some key performances that I'm really impressed with. I will shout out, but going to keep it pretty concise. Then we got a lot of rugby league to talk, cover a little bit, and then we've also got something else to talk about at the end, which I only saw today, which is very interesting. Well, some of it I only saw today. So, welcome back to What's Not Sports. Where do I even begin? Aussies 2026 was huge. Lots of shocks, lots of surprises. Ali Day's last times around the Cairns, and look, probably not the result he probably a result he didn't want to end on, but like considering the circumstances, he absolutely killed killed it for where he was, for the iron at least. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, guys. I am still suffering from our Monday, but that's okay. We back it up. We're here. But nonetheless, Aussies, it did not disappoint. We had big surf Wednesday and Thursday of it. It delayed the ski races all the way till Friday. So made for a very heavy day, Friday, Saturday, and so big some of the events got moved to Sunday and was running parallel with the finals package. So yeah, whole situation there. But nonetheless, we got the full program done. Nothing got cancelled. No one missed out. Yeah, so we did our best we could. And honestly, we can't really complain. We wanted big surf provided. And yeah, that's that. Like, it was fun nonetheless, but it was, especially Friday and Saturday, they were absolutely huge days. But let's kick off with Super Sunday, and let's talk about the open events. And let's start with the open male surf race. So, in third place, We'll go our top threes. Third place was Callum Brennan. Second place was Henry Simpson, and first place was Bailey Armstrong. So Henry Simpson, absolute credit to him, getting second there. Still a young kid, first year opens this year, and all those first year opens are really stepping up. Like, I want to point out Riley Brennan, younger brother of Callum Brennan, also first year opens, huge performance. Like, Daniel Collins was fifth, Hayden Cotter was seventh, Jackson McCleary sixth, who, like, they've all been at the front of these surf races all season in the World Ocean Series. So, like, for these boys to get over those big names, Bailey Armstrong finally takes out his first ever surf race title. Like, he's been chasing Nick Sloan for a very long time, and he's got it done this year. So, congratulations to him. And that must feel like a huge weight off his shoulders now that he's actually done it. But yeah, huge by those young guys. Even CJ Brennan, we know how good of a swimmer he is. We know how good of a surf swimmer he is, and yeah, he's still putting up the points. Open female surf race, it was third and second, taken out by the Northcliffe girls. Gemma Smith-Welsh in third, and in second was Naomi Scott. Huge performance from Gemma. Moved to Northcliffe this season. Absolutely been loving it there with the girls. Naomi Scott, we all know how good she is. We all say that other than Lani Pallister, she's the best swimmer in the field. got second there, but it was Lily O'Sullivan, the world swim champion, that actually got it over the two girls, um, and got the win there. So absolute huge performance from Lily O, and we'll touch more on her later. Let's go into the open board races. Let's start with the men's. Third place, Angus McPhail from Manly. Second place is Chucky, the Chuckster, Charlie Morris from Wanda. And in first place, our boy, our man on our podcast, Ethan Callahan. He seals the deal and wins the open male board race. Just similar to Henry Simpson, they're both first year opens. They're both Queensland bred athletes. And Ethan Callahan standing on top of the podium just shows how good of a board leg he's got now. He's got an Australian board title under his name at such a young age. Like, you look at some of the names that don't have one or only have one, some of the best board paddlers in the world. Like, for example, Charlie Verco, we had him on the pod, and he really wanted to go and win Aussies and switch his program to be a more board-focused program. And the board race is so hard, especially in the conditions they face on Thursday, that big and heavy swell. The likes of Charlie Verco didn't get in the final. Matt Bevilacqua didn't even get in the final. Ali Day didn't even get in the board final. Like, that's what we're dealing with. I really want to shout out the man, myth, legend, Nathan McKenzie. So close to getting on the podium, but got a fourth. He'll be stoked with that. Might haunt him that he didn't get on the podium, but nonetheless, huge board paddle from him. Let's jump. Open female board race. Third place, Northcliffe's Emily Gould. Second, Brodie Trinker. She is such a good board paddler, we know. She's won for Southport. She's been on the top of the podium of this event a few times. One time, I think it is. And she's got a few podiums for the open board race. Such a good board paddler. But in first place, Lily O'Sullivan again. So now she has the open Australian board and surf race title, as well as the world surf race and board race title. So absolutely just huge for her. Great performance. Obviously kicking goals, such a big threat. Emily Gould, third place is huge. She won board rescue earlier in the week with Lana Rogers, so obviously has that great, obviously is a great board paddler and got it done for the Northcliffe girls there, got on the podium now. Let's go open male single ski. Got a bit of sadness in this one. In third place, Riley Fitzsimmons, RZA. He's a two-time Aussie gold medalist in the open ski. Absolute weapon and a beast. He's in that Olympic K4 team for the Australian boys. Second place, Trimmy. How many second places does Mitch Trim actually want? That is the question to be asked. Does he want any more? Because it seems like he only wants second places at this point. And it burns me because Trimmy deserves to win, and we've seen it so much. But it was Jackson Collins. He goes back to back again. That's his fourth open ski title, single ski title. He also won the double ski earlier in the week with Kalani Gilbertson, one of the boys that just qualified for the World Cup team in the New Zealand K4, along with his brother Kai Gilbertson. So they took out that open double ski earlier in the week. Jacko Collins taking out the open single ski for the fourth time. Obviously just a weapon. He's in that K4 with Riley Fitz. I think, shout out to, I wanted to take note, Maguire Reid finished fifth in that race. Fantastic paddle. He's a pretty young bloke still. He would probably only be his first year opens, maybe second year opens. Maybe he's been open for a couple of years now, but still quite young. And when you're in a field with multiple Olympians, I know there was Ben Carberry in that final. Murray Stewart probably was in that. Obviously, all those K4. I'm pretty sure all the K4 boys except for Pierre were in that, or Jean. I can't remember. One of them made it, one of them didn't. One of the Van der Westenhausen brothers. And to be able to be fifth, I think that's top five is a pretty good result for Maguire Reid in that, considering the calibre of paddlers that there is. Open female single ski, it was the Avoca girls in third and second. Third was Natalie Drobot, and second was Ella Beer, both incredible kayakers. But it was all Gemma Smith from Newport in first place there. She also got female competitor of the comp, or and I think overall competitor of the competition as well. So another feat. She's obviously an incredible athlete. Got a few of those titles now. She's won Iron Series rounds in the past. She's won a Coolangatta Gold. Nothing short of a great athlete. So yeah, taking out the open female single ski there. Let's note Carla Papak, someone that isn't a kayaker, fifth place. Fifth place there, just above Claudia Kelly, who finished sixth. Carla's had an incredible season. We know how good of a ski paddler she is, how good of an Iron Woman she is, and I think that's just a pretty cool feat there. Now, do we go open Iron Woman, or let's go Iron Woman first, and then we'll go to the open Iron Man, because Ali's last race, well, last individual race we ever saw, and then we'll talk a bit about that. But let's talk about the Open Iron Woman final. Let's go top five here. Oh no, we'll just talk about it. So, in third place, another huge performance, Gemma Smith Welsh. Two individual Aussie bronze medals in the same day. She's absolutely stoked with that. Obviously, that move to Northcliffe has paid off for her, and she's had some huge results so far, well, this season, and I'm expecting that it's just going to continue to snowball, and that effect will just keep going on. Will we see her make it, go through the Iron Series again, make it deeper than what she has in the past? It'll be very interesting to see that. Sorry, quick drink break. But let's not talk about the girl real quick. Let's talk about the girls that she did beat to get on that podium. Like in fourth and fifth, it was her teammates from Northcliffe, Naomi Scott and Lana Rogers. Lana sat second for the majority of that race. Just had an unlucky line in on that last swim leg, but for Gemma to get on the podium above those two girls, who have both been Open Iron Woman champions at Aussies, like Naomi Scott in 2023 at Perth, Lana Rogers 2018 Perth, and then, or was it 2019 Perth, mate? No, 2018 Perth, and then 2024 at Maroochydore. That's just huge. But yeah, full credit to them, and a great race by those two girls as well. In second place, Lily O'Sullivan, just an amazing Sunday that she had. Open surf race champion, open board race champion, second in the open iron. There's not much more that you could ask for other than probably winning the open iron, but nonetheless, a huge performance by her, huge Aussies. Full credit to her, absolutely insane. And in first place, Sunny Coast local legend, Tiani Massey. Now, Tiani's had the season of her life now. She went into the season, and I don't want to say her only notable performance was winning the Shannon Eckstein Classic a few years ago, but I think it was 2024, but it was a little bit like that. Like, she had been at the top for a long time, been on the podiums of the Iron Series multiple times, and she was up there. She got that breakout win in 2024. Fast forward to this season, she got her first win in the Iron Series in the second last round. She then went on, backed it up, and won the Iron Series the day after that. And now she is the Open Iron Woman champion. Insane from her. Doing it from the Sunshine Coast out at Maroochydore. The Black Swans, they were just so excited. That's just such a huge performance for her. Hats off to her. Absolutely deserves that. And yeah, it's just a huge, huge performance from her. Let's go into the Open Ironman and let's talk about what history was made. And now it wasn't a 1-2 punch, but it was a 1-2-3 punch by the Burleigh boys. The boys under the tutelage of Michael King. In third place, Joel Piper. In second place, Sean Riley. And in first place, our man who took out the open board race, Ethan Callahan. Just an absolute huge performance from him. But yeah, Joel Piper, he was runner-up last year in the Open Iron and gets a third this year. Huge performance. Sean Riley, he's been hunting a big result like that for a while now. We was last season when he got a result in the Iron Series in one of the rounds. I'm pretty sure. Gets second at Aussies. Had an incredible swim. Like I think it was Zach Morris, Joel Piper, Matt Bevilacqua, and Sean Riley that all went into that swim together trying to chase down Ethan. And Sean really put the pressure on him and like came out second. Credit to him. Like swim's not his strongest leg. Board is. He's great on the ski, and he just really just took the bull by the horns and then had an incredible sprint finish, beating like quick guys like Zach Morris and Joel Piper up the beach. Those boys have some of the fastest sprint finishes I've ever seen. Like, so for Shawnee to do that, that's absolutely insane. Ethan Cowell, where do we even start? The kid can do no wrong. Like, he got, third in the Iron Series. He took out the World Ocean Series. So he won a car. He took out the Shannon Eckstein Classic, won 25 grand there. Like, he then goes on to win the Aussie Ironman title. Absolutely insane. All the boys kind of spoiled Ali Day a little bit, but I just really wanted to point out that Ali, after the first leg of the Iron, after the board leg, he was second last. In the ski, he didn't move up much either. And then he finished seventh. So he's beaten 9 guys when he was up the back. Ali had an incredible performance. Different story if he had a better board and ski leg, but it didn't happen. It wasn't quite Ali's day, but at the end of the day, he has had such an incredible career. I don't think anyone is saying that him not winning takes away anything from him, because it doesn't. He's deserved the title that he has now. We watched him get the keys to the city of the Gold Coast. What an absolute legend. And yeah, it wouldn't have been the send-off that he wanted, but nonetheless, he just had an incredible season, career, and it's a little bit sad to see him go. But we'll see Ali Day back on the podcast, so gone from racing, but not gone completely. But yeah, those Burleigh boys made history. That was just so cool to see. And then the Burleigh crew and Kingy stormed the field. Tanner Linden was there in that race. Odin Parrish. They had like half. I reckon they nearly had half the field in the Iron Final, to be honest. Like, Burleigh is absolutely insane, and yeah, it's just an incredible, wild scenes. Now to the Taplins. The winner of the Taplins, the female Taplins, were the Northcliffe girls. Claudia Kelly, Naomi Scott, and Hannah Scully was the team there, and they were quite dominant from the get-go. The Alex girls were there in the mix, but they probably missed Lani Pallister. Lani Pallister did come down to Aussies just for the mixed Taplin, and I hope you guys have seen the footage on Instagram if you didn't watch it in person, but Lani Pallister is just a beast. Like, to put it into perspective, it was about Naomi Scott hit the first can of string of 9 and had about a 6-second lead by the time Lani hit the first can. By the end of the string of 9, Lani Pallister had caught up, and by the time Lani tagged Cooper Williams to go into the last swim leg, and Naomi Scott tags Zach Morris to go into the last swim leg, or Bailey Armstrong, I can't remember who it was, but whoever it was, there'd been a 20-second lead. So not only did Lani chase down a 6 second lead. She then put at least 20 seconds on Naomi Scott, which is just insane. Just shows how much of a lethal swimmer Lani Pallister is to the world of surf sports and how good she really is in those conditions. So absolutely insane there. So Alex took out the mixed Taplin, but yeah, it was the Northcliffe girls that got the win on the girls Taplin on Sunday, and the Northcliffe boys that took out the win as well in that six-man Taplin. It was the Taplin team of who was on the board, Bevy and Jake Morris, maybe. Not Jake, Mitch, maybe. Let me check that because I'm trying to remember who was in that Northcliffe team. Bear with me. Not mixed up when we want open mail. It was, yeah, it was Mitch Morris. So Mitch Morris and Bevy as the board paddlers, Riley Fitz and Jakey Morris as the ski paddlers, and then Zach Morris and Bailey Armstrong as the swimmers. Very strong team there. It was Newport A that got second. Charlie Verco and Anthony Doyle on the board, Jakey Rees and Mitchy Trim on the ski, and Jackson Borg and Braden Woodford swimming. It was a huge swim by Braden Woodford and a huge run finish to get second there to beat out the Burleigh A team in Tex Dixon, Sean Riley, Ben Carberry, Lockie Tame, Joel Piper, and Ethan Callahan. Absolutely incredible team. Just remember, Joel Piper, Ethan Callahan, Sean Riley, they were the top three Ironman at the Aussies. So they're all in that Taplin team, which is just insane. I think it was the Burleigh B team, actually. I think it was. Surprised me. Because they were up the front for a while. Yeah, no, I don't know. There was... Oh, who knows? Who knows? I can't even remember now. I was watching the live stream from the beer tent. But no, nonetheless, it was incredible Aussies. It wasn't without its upsets, wasn't without disappointments, but it was nonetheless absolutely awesome. But now that's all she wrote for the surf sports season of 25-26. We now go on to 26-7 season. And this is episode 6-7 of What's Not Sports. So welcome. We'll do in a couple of months 26-7 season, and yeah, okay, that's a bit cringe. Anyway, let's move on from surf sports. We say goodbye to it. Absolutely incredible. And thanks for another huge season of it. It's been so much fun. Everyone that I saw that came up to me about the podcast and we had a chat, thanks guys. Really appreciate all the support and love. It's you guys that listen to it and support me and listen to my dribble. So I really appreciate that. But now, let's jump into rugby league, the league loop, because we have been out of the loop for 2 weeks now. There's some huge changes in the NRL at the moment. And look, let's recap the last round of NRL, round 4. The Raiders still haven't, it's been another 3 weeks and the Raiders have only won one game, and that was against Manly. And now I think the Raiders are sitting lower than Manly on the table because, well, Manly had a bye the other week, so really stings. Like I said it, the Raiders should have got the job done against the Doggies. Um, and then I didn't even get to watch much NRL. I didn't even get to see the NRL game, the Raiders versus Sharks, so and I don't even want to watch the recap because it's just hurting. But we're back. No more clubbies get in the way of NRL, so I can guarantee you I will be invested. But let's talk about last round. Manly versus Roosters. Roosters pumped them. The return of DCE to Brookvale Oval. The Manly supporters hated him. And look, it didn't go well for the Manly supporters. 33-16. Roosters punished him. Sam Walker also thought necessary to kick a field goal. Kind of put salt in the wound. So yeah, they doubled their score at a bit. And we'll talk about what the repercussions for Manly were the next day. Tigers versus Wars. The Tigers absolutely just killed the Wars. Look, Luke Metcalf injured again. And look, Tanner Boyd still was incredible. Luke Metcalf I think he needs some time to come back in, but I didn't even get to watch the game, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure Luke Metcalf went off injured at one point. I'm pretty sure he's undergone surgery. Um, yeah, so it was, yeah, interesting. Um, and then, have you seen the video of Luke Metcalf? He wakes up after surgery and he starts talking shape, and I love that. That's dedication to the game. But um, let's see what happens. I actually, yeah. So I missed that game. I actually haven't stayed. As I said, I'm out of the league loop. I haven't done my updates this weekend. Like, I'm gonna have a look at the team list for this week. Obviously, I just want to see what, like. No, that must have been from his ACL surgery last year. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. As I said, not in the league loop at the moment, but he was kind of poor. But maybe this week they'll gel a bit more. Tanner Boyd, Luke Metcalf. Like, Tanner Boyd still put out huge work there, but the Tigers absolutely pumped them. Broncos versus Dolphins, Battle of Brisbane. The Broncos prevailed over the Dolphins. It was close. It was 12-all at halftime, and then the Broncos just put the pressure on, and it was nothing else that the Dolphins could do. Bulldogs versus Knights. The Knights actually beat the Bulldogs here. I don't know how. I don't even know how. No Dylan Brown, no Kalen Ponga, no Trey Mooney. It just absolutely blows my mind that happened. Penrith smashed Parramatta 48-20. I did see the highlights of this game, and the only thing I can say is the Panthers are going to win the comp at this stage. They look like if the grand final was played tomorrow, they would be ready, and they'd be the only team ready in the comp. So, yep, huge surprise. I absolutely forgot about this one. The Cowboys beat the Storm. What is going on? NRL doesn't even make sense this week. Like, yeah, the Cowboys beat the Storm. Will Warbrick scored 4 tries, and the Storm still lost. Oh, it blows my mind that even happened. I honestly don't know how. I don't know how that happens, and as I said last time on the pod, my room's falling apart. But yeah, I don't even know how that happens, how the Storm loses the Cowboys. I think that was the Cowboys' first win of the season as well. Just incredible. Raiders versus Sharks. Sharks beat the Raiders 34-22. Let's not talk about it. Oh, Titans, Dragons. Josh Haney's Titans finally beat a team, and it was the Dragons. The Dragons are getting the spoon. The Titans are on the way up. They're going to get top 8, and yep, that's my call. So that's the recap. Before we dive into round 5, let's talk about the repercussions of Manly. So Anthony Seibold has been sacked by the Manly Sea Eagles, and effective immediately, assistant coach Kieran Foran, Fozzie, is now the head coach of the Manly Sea Eagles. So I saw a stat on the random stat guy. It was quickest turnaround in NRL for players into head coach roles, and I'll find the exact stat. The shortest turnaround from players to head coaches in the NRL era. Um, so Kieran Foran now takes over Ricky Stewart's record. Ricky was 664 days between the last time he played a game as a player and then to his first game as a head coach. 664 days. So a little bit over, no, about 2 years, like under, maybe like 20 months, a bit longer, who knows. Kieran Foran, 208 days. So less than a third of the time of Ricky. That's insane. That is insane stat right there. The last time he played a game was the 6th of September 2025 and the 2nd of April 2026 is going to be his first game as head coach, which is tomorrow night. So let's go Manly. So that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about there. That's insane. Will Kieran Foran be the thing that Manly needs? He's a club legend, club hero. I think it's good. Anthony Seibold, just it's a bit of a struggle for him. Jamal Fogarty commented and he said he thought it was a bit harsh, but Jamal, you have been there for only 3 games, where the last 3 years, I think Manly fans have been suffering a little bit. That's the big question now. Is Foz the man? And I hope he is, because I love Kieran Foran, and I think he absolutely is ball knowledge right there. So I think it could be what Manly needed. So here we go. Let's run what we've got for the Easter weekend. Footy from Thursday to Monday, so we get an extra day of footy. How good? Let's talk about it. Dolphins versus Manly on Thursday. Friday we got the Bunnies versus Doggies. That's going to be a great game. Panthers versus Storm, another great game. That'll be sick as. Dragons versus Cowboys. Titans versus Broncos, another Queensland Derby match. Derby match, I should say. I want an upset in that one. Sharks versus Warriors as well on Sunday. Knights versus Raiders Easter Sunday afternoon. And then Parramatta versus Tigers as the Easter Monday game. Big games on the weekend obviously will be the traditional Bunnies versus Doggies Good Friday match. I'm excited for that game. That'll be a great game. I think Panthers versus Storm will be an incredible match. I know the Storm just lost to Cowboys, but I honestly think they're the only team that can give Penrith a run for their money at the moment. But even then, Penrith will be too strong. But let's go through my tips for it. So, Dolphins versus Manly at Redcliffe. I wanted to pick Dolphins, but I thought they were going to beat Broncos because they beat the Sharks the week before, and it just didn't happen. So I'm going to go with Manly. I think Kieran Foran in 1 week can get the team a win, and I know that's insane. He might have to lace up the boots instead of Luke Brooks and play 6. That honestly might be how it has to go, and it would be 2 former Gold Coast halves playing as a Manly halves in Jamal Fogarty and Kieran Foran. And I don't hate that. I don't hate that for Manly. But yeah, I do think Manly will get the win here, and it will be a shock, and it will be because of Kieran Foran. Bunnies versus Doggies, as I've already gone on it, it's a Good Friday match. It's going to be a great game. The Bunnies win it for me. I just think South, give it to them. They are a team to be reckoned with. They're coming off a bye, so and the Doggies are coming off a loss against the Knights. So you tell me who looks like they're going to win. Panthers versus Storm, probably the closest matchup that the Storm will face so far this year. I mean, the Panthers will face so far this year, but honestly, the way the Penrith Panthers are playing, they could put 20 points on Storm easily. So I'm going to back the Panthers. Dragons versus Cowboys. Cowboys beat the Storm. There's no way I'm backing the Dragons. Let's go the Cowboys. Titans versus Broncos. I want an upset from the Titans. Josh Hannay's Titans are going to put pressure on the Broncos at Seabus Stadium. They're not going to be ready for it. It's going to be a huge upset, and it's just going to be insane. Sharks versus Warriors. I can't go past the Wars. I know they had a bit of a shocker last week against the Tigers, but Luke Metcalf is going to actually be switched on and not throw a forward past 10 metres. And Tanner Boyd's going to continue to cook. They're going to link up absolutely insane, and they're going to get the win over the Sharks. Knights versus Raiders. Not a doubt in my mind that the Raiders won't win. Up the milk. We'll get the win there. And I'll start wearing a Raiders jersey back to the podcast, because whenever the Raiders win, I wear a Raiders jersey, and they haven't been winning, so I'm really desperate to put that jersey on. And to finish off on Easter Monday, Eels versus Tigers. Tigers are going to upset. Well, I don't even think it'll be an upset. The Tigers are playing good. They're going to take the win there. So that's it. That is the league loop for me this weekend, or this week. Let's quickly talk about another very notable achievement, I should say. A very, very notable achievement in world swimming, world aquatics. Cam McAvoy. I have mentioned him a few times on the podcast, and I love him. Absolute weapon. A week and a half ago now it would be. A week and a half ago. Or a week ago. Cam McAvoy broke the 50-metre world record. Now that's a 16 or 17-year-old record. And the previous record holder had one of those super suits on. Not only that, a couple of years later, he got done for doping. So he could have potentially been doping when he was on, when he broke that record. But now, Cam McAvoy, with the pull-up method, goes 20.88. Absolutely insane. Now, I want to note the enhanced games are also coming up in LA this year. And now this shifts everything for him. I think they'll be a bit more worried now for the 50-metre world record, because, the record's been broken by someone who's not an enhanced athlete, who's doing completely different training to them. And now they've got to beat that record as well to win $1 million. And I don't know if they can do it, to be honest. I don't think... I am very excited now for the enhanced games to see what happens there. I'm really excited to see what Cam McAvoy continues to do, because at this point he's just getting better and better. He could probably break that the 20.88 barrier and go quicker again. But I do also want to point out Cam McAvoy. He posted today on Instagram, and it looks like he could be hungry. He could be hungry for a 100-metre. Do we see Cam McAvoy now go for a 100-metre world record? Oh my gosh. He hasn't done a tumble turn for like 3 years, and honestly, I'm all here for it. I'm super excited. But that's all to come in the next few weeks. Let's see. I honestly would love to get Cam McAvoy on the pod. Maybe I should try reaching out. I don't even know if he responds to his DMs, but maybe I try and reach out. Guys, I promise I'm going to get better on the socials. I got to vamp up the studio. I got to stop sitting in the corner, the only corner that looks good of the studio. Get some life into it, and just, got to improve the pod. I've got to get some more interviews, but that's all coming now. That I'm in off season. So that's What's Not Sports, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we out.